Hey guys, it's Nick of TeamCorn, and I just wanted to go over a quick overview of the Ahsoka Tano Clone Wars Sabers that I'll be sending out today. It's to our first customer, and nothing complicated here, just a bit of an overview. These are extremely budget, but they're really strong, so they could be a stunt saber if you choose to convert them. These are sent basically as a kit. They'll need to be sanded, they'll need to be primed, they'll need to be painted, but there's a lot of cool little accessories that they're coming with that the general 3D printed lightsaber usually won't come with. So let's take a look. All right, so of course you're gonna have the two hilts, okay? And the way these are structured, you have a 3D printed shroud onto a copper, I think it's copper, a copper sink pipe. So it's pretty strong, it's very rigid. It could still break if you really threw it around, but for the most part, it's much better than your standard 3D print. Both sabers will come with Covertex. They are pre-installed. And then on each side of the sabers here, you'll notice that Ahsoka, one of the sides has this disc, so I went ahead and I made it a little compartment. And in the future, if you ever wanted to build your own saber, you'd be able to buy a recharge port or possibly a switch, auxiliary switch, a kill switch. If you ever start researching that, that'll make sense down the road. But basically, you would be able to put your recharge port in there, and then you just cover it up. When you need to charge the saber, you just plug it into the wall and be ready for the next battle. So on both of the sabers, these both screw in like so. Okay. Now, both have an emitter. This is also the blade holder, and it is spec'd for a 1-inch blade. This is a 1-inch thick-walled blade. Thin-walled is perfectly fine as well. Now, they also come with 2 blade plugs. That way, if you're never going to use them as a blade and you just have them as display, then at least you have the little emitter core inside. Now let's go we'll go over some basic assembly here. First with the main hand. So we got set screws, and then they will just line up with the holes. And then you'll take your Allen key, okay, so main hand comes with a slider box. This will be loose in case you wanted to build your own saber. Some pre-drilled holes just for some wire electronics, and this is just going to be a friction fit until you would want to glue it whenever you'd want to do that. This button is separate, so you get a little action here. That's if either, again, you wanted to paint it separate, that way you get like nice color separation, and then slide it in, or you can drill a hole, feed your wires through, and then it can be a slider switch to ignite the lightsaber. So it's completely optional in the future, but it's good to kind of plan ahead with that. Okay, so each saber will have a small button, and that'll just go there, pretty self-explanatory. And the main hand has a set screw, that's the main I button, and that will just thread in here. Well, actually, let's go first with this. So this blade holder will have a corresponding hole that will be right here. It's a threaded hole as well. So you'll just line that hole up. Once you get it, just pop this in. It's threaded all the way through the pipe and into the blade holder. All right. So you can pop your emitter core down and then just tighten that, and then you're ready for display. Note on this, if you're going to use it for a blade, I highly recommend epoxying just the core blade holder in. And that'll be more than enough to hold it. Since it's not really getting a whole lot of torque, that's definitely what you would want. Yeah, so definitely do that. Next accessory we have are real pins. Specifically because this customer waited so long, I really wanted to do something special, so I ordered up some real pins that would have gone on the original Graflex flash cannon that was used in A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. So these aren't threaded because it's really hard to get circles aligned. So again, use some epoxy. These will just inset there, no problem. Just, yeah, make sure you get some decent epoxy or whatever type of adhesive you use. I still recommend the epoxy just because it'll give it a lot more of a surface area in that hole. But yeah, that's the pins. Very, very, very pretty. That really just kind of sets it off. So just like the main hand, it's a rinse and repeat with the Shoto. So find your holes, make sure it's all lined up. Okay, so pommel on, same as the main hand. You'll and you'll know because these two holes are the holes for the pins to go through. So basically, if you slide in the emitter core and then find the holes and just basically get them about there, and then back that set screw all the way out, you should be aligned, and that one's aligned. And again, take your Allen key, just twist in until you need. Pop your display emitter in, your blade plug. Get that all the way in flush. And then this one will also have a button that you would epoxy or either use as a button if you're making a saber. And then just like the main hand, it's got some sexy pins as well. And then just make sure you epoxy those and you will be all set. For the customer that's getting these, I really appreciate your patience with this. I really wanted to make a saber that I could future-proof because I'd love to offer an actual functional budget profi blade, a NeoPixel blade. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and look it up. They're amazing. And I was actually testing it last night with just help. It's beautiful. So I really appreciate your patience waiting so long for this, and I hope the added extras, the pins, will make up for it. They're very rigid. They're very great for display. They have wonderful weight. This one's about 1.5 pounds or so. I really like them. It took a lot of time to keep redoing the model, but I was finally happy with the design. That's acceptable for something that's affordable for somebody. There's plenty of makers out there, sabersmiths, that make make things a little bit more polished, more machined, metal parts. They're very good, and I definitely encourage anybody who wants one to go ahead and buy those first. I'm rambling and rambling. I really appreciate you buying this, and you know, hope to hear from you soon. I'd love for you to tag Real TeamCorn on Instagram or Nick of TeamCorn on Instagram with your results. I'd love to see how you paint it, how it turns out, if you make a saber, if you just make displays. Either way, I'd love to see it. It'd be really cool. And again, I really hope you're happy with this. I enjoyed making it, and you really helped me because I was inspired to get it done for you. Now I have something to hopefully offer another maker that can fit their budget so they can focus their money on some other efforts. So have a good one. Thanks a lot.